What if one of the most powerful foods for your heart, brain, immune system, and even healthy aging has been sitting quietly in grocery stores this entire time? Not locked away in a laboratory, not hidden inside an expensive supplement, not reserved for celebrities or health gurus, just a simple leafy green. But here's the surprising part. Scientists have spent decades studying foods associated with longer lifespans, lower rates of chronic disease, and healthier aging. And again, one vegetable keeps appearing on that list: kale. For some people, kale is just another salad ingredient. For others, it's one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet.
But what if most people still don't understand just how extraordinary this humble green really is? What if kale is doing things inside the body that you can't see? Protecting cells, supporting blood vessels, helping your brain stay sharp, and quietly fighting some of the processes associated with aging itself. Today, we're uncovering the fascinating story behind kale. Where it came from, why nutrition experts can't stop talking about it, and what happens when people start eating it regularly. By the end of this video, you may never look at this leafy green the same way again.
And some of the benefits might genuinely surprise you. In a world overflowing with superfoods, miracle diets, and endless health trends, it's easy to become skeptical. Every week, there seems to be a new food claiming to transform your health. But kale is different. Its reputation wasn't built overnight. It wasn't created by marketing. And it certainly isn't new. In fact, humans have been eating kale for thousands of years. Long before nutrition labels. Long before wellness influencers. Long before anyone counted calories. Ancient civilizations valued leafy greens for one simple reason. People noticed they felt better when they ate them.
Today, modern science is helping why. And alayhi salam, we explore kale's incredible journey. You'll discover how one of the oldest vegetables in human history may also be one of the most valuable for modern health. But before we talk about its benefits, let's travel back in time. Because kale's story begins much earlier than most people realize.
Kale belongs to the Brassica family, the same family that includes broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and cauliflower. But kale may actually be one of the oldest members of the family. Historians believe varieties of kale were cultivated in the Mediterranean region more than 2,000 years ago. Ancient Greeks and Romans consumed leafy greens resembling modern kale. In many parts of Europe, kale became a staple food long before potatoes arrived from the Americas. Think about that for a moment. Entire generations survived harsh winters with the help of this resilient plant. Kale could tolerate cold temperatures. It grew reliably.
And it provided valuable nutrients during times when fresh produce was scarce. For centuries, kale was considered an everyday food, nothing glamorous. Nothing trendy, just dependable nourishment. Then something unexpected happened. As processed foods became more common, kale gradually disappeared from many dinner tables. For decades, it was often used more as a restaurant garnish than as a main ingredient. Ironically, one of the healthiest foods available was being used mostly as decoration. But that wouldn't last forever, because researchers began taking a closer look. And what they found would completely change kale's reputation. When scientists analyze foods, they often look for nutrient density. In simple terms, how much nutrition does a food provide compared to the calories it contains? Kale immediately stands out. A relatively small serving contains an impressive combination of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and plant compounds. And here's where things become fascinating. Many foods are rich in one or two nutrients. Kale is rich in many. Vitamin K, vitamin A, vitamin C, folate, potassium, calcium, fiber, powerful antioxidants, and dozens of naturally occurring plant compounds researchers continue studying today.
It's almost like nature packed multiple nutritional tools into one package. But nutrients alone don't tell the whole story. The real question is, what do those nutrients actually do inside the body? The answer may explain why kale has become one of the most respected vegetables among nutrition experts. And the first benefit starts with something that affects nearly everyone: your heart.
Heart disease remains one of the leading health concerns in America, which makes protecting cardiovascular health one of the most important investments we can make. Kale contains fiber, and fiber plays an important role in supporting healthy cholesterol levels. Think of fiber like a cleanup crew moving through the digestive system. It helps support balance throughout the body. But kale offers more than fiber. Its antioxidants help combat oxidative stress. You can imagine oxidative stress as a kind of wear and tear occurring inside the body over time. The less unnecessary stress your cells experience, the better your body can function.
Kale also contains compounds that help support healthy blood vessel function. Healthy blood vessels mean better circulation. And better circulation means oxygen and nutrients can travel efficiently throughout the body. It's one reason many longevity experts encourage regular consumption of leafy greens. Not because they're magical, but because small daily habits often create powerful long-term results. And speaking of long-term results, the next benefit may be even more surprising. Because kale doesn't just support the heart, it may help support one of your most valuable assets: your brain. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why? Most of us have.
Elias Salam, we age. Maintaining cognitive health becomes increasingly important. Researchers have become very interested in the relationship between nutrition and brain function, and leafy greens consistently attract attention. Kale contains nutrients associated with healthy brain function, including vitamin K and antioxidants. These compounds help protect cells from damage caused by free radicals. Think of free radicals as tiny troublemakers constantly trying to create chaos inside the body. Antioxidants help keep them under control. Many experts believe protecting the brain isn't about finding one miracle solution. It's about consistently giving the body the tools it needs, day after day, year after year. And that's where kale shines. It's not about dramatic overnight changes. It's about creating an environment where the brain can thrive. But that's only the beginning. Because one of kale's most immediate benefits happens somewhere most people rarely think about: their digestive system.
Your digestive system is doing something extraordinary right now, even as you watch this video. It's processing nutrients, supporting immunity, communicating with other systems throughout the body. Some researchers even refer to the gut as a second brain. And one of the simplest ways to support digestive health is through fiber. Kale provides both nutrition and fiber in a remarkably efficient package. Fiber helps support regular digestion. It also contributes to feelings of fullness after meals. But perhaps even more importantly, fiber helps nourish beneficial bacteria living in the gut. And these microscopic communities influence far more than digestion. Scientists continue discovering connections between gut health, immune function, mood, energy levels, and overall wellness. Which means every bite of fiber-rich food may be doing more than you realize. And here's what's fascinating. Many people begin eating kale for one reason: weight management. But they often discover additional benefits they weren't expecting: more stable energy, better digestion, improved overall well-being. And in the next section, we're going to explore exactly why kale has become a favorite food among people trying to maintain a healthy weight without feeling deprived.
Because the secret has very little to do with dieting, and everything to do with how the body naturally responds to nutrient-dense foods. For decades, millions of Americans have searched for the perfect weight loss solution. Low-fat diets, low-carb diets, juice cleanses, fasting plans, and countless products promising fast results. Yet one of the biggest challenges remains the same: hunger. Because most diets fail not because people lack discipline. They fail because people are hungry, and hunger is powerful. This is where kale becomes surprisingly valuable. Kale is incredibly low in calories while being rich in nutrients and fiber. That combination matters.
Imagine two meals. One provides lots of calories, but very little nutrition. The other provides significant nutrition while keeping calories relatively low. Which meal is more likely to help you feel satisfied while supporting your health goals? For many people, kale becomes a way to add volume and nutrition to meals without dramatically increasing calorie intake. Large salads, smoothies, soups, stir-fries, power bowls. Kale allows people to eat generously while still making health-conscious choices. And here's something interesting. Many people who improve their diet discover something unexpected. Their cravings begin changing. Not overnight, not magically, but gradually.
Alayhi salam. The body receives more nutrients. It often becomes easier to make healthier choices. Could kale alone cause weight loss? Of course not. No single food can do that. But can it be a valuable part of a healthy lifestyle? Absolutely. And that's only one piece of the puzzle. Because maintaining a healthy weight is closely connected to another critical issue affecting millions of Americans: blood sugar balance. Blood sugar is something most people rarely think about until it becomes a problem. Yet every day, your body performs a remarkable balancing act, managing glucose levels, distributing energy, helping fuel every cell in your body. The challenge? Modern diets often contain large amounts of highly processed foods that can create dramatic spikes and crashes in energy. We've all felt it, that burst of energy after a sugary snack, followed by fatigue a short time later. Kale offers a different experience. Its fiber helps slow digestion, and foods rich in fiber are often associated with steadier energy patterns. Instead of a roller coaster, think of a smoother ride. Many nutrition experts recommend building meals around vegetables partly for this reason. They help create balance, and balance is often what the body needs most. But what if the benefits go even deeper? Because some researchers believe one of kale's most exciting qualities may involve something every human experiences: aging. What if aging isn't just about the number of candles on a birthday cake? What if it's also about what's happening inside your cells every single day? Scientists continue studying the biological processes associated with aging, and one theme appears again and again: oxidative stress, inflammation, cellular damage. Over time, these processes can contribute to many age-related challenges. This is where kale enters the conversation. Kale contains a remarkable collection of antioxidants. Antioxidants act like protective allies, helping neutralize unstable molecules before they create excessive damage. Imagine parking your car outside every day. Sunlight, rain, wind. Over time, wear and tear accumulate. Your body faces similar challenges, except the forces are occurring internally. Every day, every year, every decade. While no food can stop aging, nutrient-rich foods may help support healthier aging. And healthy aging isn't just about living longer. It's about maintaining energy, mobility, independence, mental sharpness, and quality of life. Many people spend thousands of dollars searching for anti-aging solutions, yet some of the most powerful habits still begin in the kitchen. And one of the first places healthy aging becomes visible is the skin. When people think about skin health, they often think about creams, serums, lotions, and beauty products,
But skin is influenced by something much deeper: nutrition. Because your skin is constantly renewing itself, creating new cells, repairing damage, responding to environmental stress. Kale contains vitamin C, a nutrient involved in collagen production. Collagen helps support the structure and elasticity of skin. Kale also contains vitamin A and antioxidants that help protect cells from everyday stress. Think of it this way: healthy skin isn't built from the outside in, it's built from the inside out. And while no vegetable can erase wrinkles overnight, consistently eating nutrient-rich foods may help support skin health over time. But perhaps even more important than appearance is protection. Because your body's first line of defense depends heavily on another system: your immune system. Your immune system works around the clock, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even while you're sleeping, even while you're watching this video. It's constantly identifying threats and helping protect your body. But building a strong immune system isn't about one supplement or one magic food. It's about giving the body consistent nutritional support. Kale contributes vitamins and antioxidants that play roles in immune function.
Particularly vitamin C, a nutrient many people immediately associate with immunity. What's fascinating is how interconnected the body truly is. Digestive health affects immunity, sleep affects immunity, stress affects immunity, nutrition affects immunity. Everything works together. And kale fits beautifully into that bigger picture. Not a cure, not a miracle, but a valuable tool among many. And speaking of energy, let's talk about something nearly everyone wants more of.
How many people start their day feeling exhausted before it even begins? For millions of Americans, fatigue has become normal. Coffee helps, for a while. Energy drinks help, for a while. But sustainable energy comes from something deeper: nutrition, movement, sleep, recovery. Kale contains nutrients involved in energy production throughout the body. And because it's rich in vitamins and minerals while remaining relatively low in calories, it provides nourishment without the heavy feeling that often follows highly processed meals. Many people notice they feel lighter and more energized when vegetables become a larger part of their daily routine.
Not because vegetables are stimulating, but because they support the systems that produce energy naturally. And there's one nutrient in kale that's especially important for something many adults worry about as they age: bone health. Imagine reaching your 70s, your 80s, even your 90s, and still being able to move confidently, travel, play with grandchildren, enjoy life independently. One of the keys to that future is bone health. Kale is particularly famous for its vitamin K content, and vitamin K plays an important role in bone metabolism.
Combined with other nutrients found in a balanced diet, it helps support the structures that keep us strong and mobile. Many people focus on their heart, or their weight, or their appearance, but mobility may be one of the greatest predictors of quality of life later in life, because freedom often depends on movement, and movement depends on maintaining healthy bones and muscles. But the story doesn't end there, because kale may also help protect something we often take for granted: our vision.
Most people don't think about their eyesight until they notice changes. Suddenly, reading becomes harder, night driving feels different, small details become less clear. Kale contains lutein and zeaxanthin, two plant compounds that have attracted significant scientific interest. These compounds naturally accumulate in the eyes, and researchers continue studying their role in supporting long-term eye health. Think about how much information enters your life through vision. Books, movies, family photos, sunsets, the faces of people you love. Protecting eye health isn't just about seeing clearly. It's about preserving experiences.
And that's one reason nutrient-dense vegetables continue to earn respect among health professionals. But one of kale's most talked about benefits may be related to something hidden beneath the surface: inflammation. Inflammation isn't always bad. In fact, it's a normal part of how the body protects itself. The problem occurs when inflammatory stress becomes excessive or persistent. Researchers continue exploring how diet influences these processes, and foods rich in antioxidants often receive considerable attention. Kale contains numerous plant compounds that help support the body's natural defense systems. Think of your body as a city. Every day, maintenance crews work behind the scenes, repairing, cleaning, protecting, supporting balance. Nutrient-rich foods provide resources for those maintenance crews, and kale is one of the most resource-dense vegetables available. But before you rush out and buy a truckload of kale, there's something important most people don't know. Because eating kale the wrong way may prevent you from getting the maximum benefits. And some of the most common mistakes might surprise you.
By now, you might be wondering, if kale is so healthy, why do some people criticize it? The answer reveals an important lesson about nutrition in general. Because whenever a food becomes popular, myths inevitably follow. Let's clear up some of the biggest misconceptions. Myth number 1: kale is a miracle food. Perhaps the biggest myth of all. Kale is not magic. It won't erase years of unhealthy habits. It won't guarantee perfect health. And it certainly won't solve every health problem. What kale can do is contribute valuable nutrients as part of a balanced lifestyle. The healthiest people rarely depend on one food. They build consistent habits, day after day,
Month after month, year after year. Kale simply happens to be one very helpful piece of that puzzle. Myth number 2: more is always better. Many people assume that if a little kale is good, a huge amount must be even better. But nutrition doesn't work that way. Balance matters. Variety matters. Your body benefits from many different vegetables, fruits, proteins, healthy fats, and whole foods. Kale is powerful because it complements a healthy diet, not because it replaces everything else. Myth number 3: you must eat kale raw. This myth prevents many people from enjoying kale. The truth? Raw kale can be excellent, but cooked kale can be excellent too.
Cooking changes certain compounds while making others easier to absorb. Some people even digest cooked kale more comfortably. The best form of kale is often the one you'll actually enjoy eating consistently. Because consistency beats perfection every time. Now let's talk about the mistakes that stop people from fully enjoying kale. Because many first experiences with kale are disappointing. Not because kale is bad, but because it's prepared poorly. Mistake number 1: eating it plain. Imagine eating plain oatmeal with no toppings. Or plain chicken without seasoning. Almost anything would taste boring. Yet many people expect kale to be exciting all by itself. A little olive oil,
Lemon juice, garlic, avocado, nuts, fresh berries. These simple additions can completely transform the experience. Mistake number 2: ignoring healthy fats. This is one of the most important tips in the entire video. Some nutrients in kale are fat-soluble. That means your body absorbs them more effectively when healthy fats are present. Try pairing kale with extra virgin olive oil, avocado, walnuts, almonds, salmon, seeds. A simple adjustment like this may significantly improve nutrient absorption. Mistake number 3, giving up too soon. Many people try kale once. Don't love it?
Researchers have found that repeated exposure often changes how people perceive foods. What seems bitter today may become enjoyable weeks later. Sometimes the difference isn't the food, it's familiarity.
If you're wondering how to incorporate more kale into your routine, here are some of the simplest options. Morning smoothie. Blend kale with banana, blueberries, Greek yogurt, almond milk, a spoonful of nut butter. This creates a nutrient-packed breakfast that many people find surprisingly delicious. Lunch power salad. Combine kale with olive oil, avocado, grilled chicken or salmon, nuts and seeds, colorful vegetables. The result is a meal that's satisfying, nutrient-dense, and full of texture. Soup and stews. One of the easiest methods. Simply add chopped kale near the end of cooking. It blends beautifully into soups while adding extra nutrition. Sautéed kale. A little olive oil.
Garlic, onions, a squeeze of lemon. Simple, flavorful, and incredibly easy. Let's meet Michael. At least, a story inspired by thousands of people facing similar situations.
But he felt better, more energetic, more engaged, more aware of what he was putting into his body. And perhaps that's the real lesson. Health transformations often begin with surprisingly small decisions.
Sarah constantly felt exhausted. Work, family, responsibilities. She depended heavily on processed convenience foods. Eventually, she decided to focus on adding nutrient-rich foods rather than obsessing over restriction. One of those foods was kale, not because it was trendy, but because it was accessible. Gradually, her meals became more balanced, more colorful, more nutritious. The result wasn't perfection. It was progress.
And progress changed everything. What if the most important question isn't, what food will save my health? What if the better question is, what daily habits will quietly improve my health over the next 10 years? Because longevity is rarely built in dramatic moments. It's built in ordinary moments. Ordinary breakfasts, ordinary lunches, ordinary dinners, repeated thousands of times. And that's where kale becomes interesting. Not because it's extraordinary, but because it's available, affordable, simple, and realistic. At the beginning of this video, we asked a simple question.
Could a humble leafy green quietly support your heart, brain, digestion, immune system, and healthy aging? After everything we've explored today, the answer seems remarkably clear. Kale isn't a miracle. It's something more useful. It's a reminder. A reminder that some of the most powerful health choices aren't hidden. They're often sitting in plain sight. In grocery stores, at farmers markets, on dinner plates, waiting for us to notice them.
Sometimes it begins with something simple, choosing a few more nutrient-rich foods today than you did yesterday. One meal, one choice, one habit at a time. Because the goal isn't merely to live longer. The goal is to live better. To have the energy to enjoy mornings, the strength to stay active, the clarity to create memories, and the health to fully experience the people and moments that matter most. So the next time you walk past a bunch of kale, you might see more than a leafy green. You might see one small opportunity. An opportunity to invest in your future self. And sometimes, the smallest investments create the greatest returns.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the science, history, and surprising benefits of kale, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who cares about living a healthier, longer, and more vibrant life. And remember, your future health is being built today, one choice at a time. Fade to black, and credits roll.